Hey, what's up? What's happening and what's going down? It is your boy, the Ruxman, coming at you guys live and direct today. Guys, we got another one. As always, bam, unboxing. Check this guy out down below. We got the Corsair Air 240. Let's jump right into this, y'all. So guys, what we got today is the Corsair Air 240. This is a very small form factor case geared towards people who want to build in a micro ATX build or a mini ITX kind of build. Big shout out to my boy the Viper. Y'all know the Viper always comes through with stuff for us to unbox. He actually picked this up on a really great deal from Amazon. So if the box looks a little beat up, that's because he caught it used, and this is the first time we're going to be looking at it. So this is a chance for us to also see what used products look like from Amazon. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it, y'all. Okay, guys, so we already got the camera set up nice so that you guys can see what's going on. So we always start with a quick preview of the box. Now, let's put Susan off to the side here and just start taking a look at what we got here. So pretty standard looking box, nothing real fancy. Corsair didn't really go all in on this one. So what we have here is the Corsair, like I told you, Air 240, and as I told you before, the box is a little beat up down here, down below, because it was a case that someone returned on Amazon, I'm guessing, for whatever reasons, but we're about to find out when we dig inside. But it is a compact sized case with huge potential is what it says on this box here. So nothing really special, just an illustration of the case right there. We'll turn it around the side and take a quick look here, showing us some of the inside, some of the contents that we should have in here. Nothing too crazy, and we're not going to go through those one by one, and let you guys get a quick look at the back of the box so you guys get to see exactly what's in there. All right, and you know what time it is, man. Let's dive into it. I tell you what, man, this is not the type of task for Sue. So we're gonna put Sue out and bring old Big John out and let him take care of this. So Sue, we're gonna sit this one out and let's let Big John do this. So he doesn't use surgical precision, he kind of just does it. All right, so we got Big John going in. This guy is a monster, man. I love this thing, this daggum knife. There he goes. And it's away with Big John. Safety first. Remember, at all times, let's take his lock down, put him away. All right. So let's see what we got here. So open it up and dive right into this. And let's see what we got here. All right. So we're diving in. We're seeing what's in here. And we're greeted by some foam, as we expect. And it's got a little arrow on this foam. I don't know if you guys can make that out. Let me turn it around and see if you can kind of see that right there. Little arrow right there. Let me know that this is supposed to be the front of the case. So it looks like the Viper decided to go with black on this case. If you watch my previous video, which I'll link in the description, not the description, but up there at the top of the screen so that you guys can look at it, I unboxed the Viper's K70 keyboard from Corsair, and he's using this to build the RGB build. And it's kind of funny that he was looking at this case and that for his build, because I was thinking about this case myself to put as a little, a smaller build that was going to be a mini ITX style build. And I still have the parts for my mini ITX build. I just haven't really delved into it because I couldn't find a case suitable for what I wanted to do, which is basically a console build. So I'll say whoever had this case, I see some minor nicks among the back of it, and I'll kind of show you guys that right here. You can kind of see a little bit of nicks and bruises there. I'll zoom in on it. A couple of nicks and bruises right up here. Looks like maybe they might have banged it into something, but not the end of the world, not for the price that he caught on this beauty right here. So let me bring it back down. So let's go ahead and remove this plastic, get that out of the way. And before we do that, I actually see some packing materials here. So looks like we still have the little guide that came with it that lets us know, you know, I guess how the case is set up and what's in there. But anyway, let's throw that off to the side and let's start digging into this guy. So really cool looking case. First impression, as you see here, nice little vents going along the front of it, screen and everything like that. If we kind of flip it up so you guys can get a view of the I/O, we got two USB 3.0s right there. Also a headphone jack, microphone jack, power button. Oh, that's a really nice capacitive button there. You hear that little nice audible click that it gives off. And the cool thing that I really liked about this case is that it can be put in multiple different orientations. So you can have it sitting up like that, or kind of sitting like this on its side where you can see in through its little glass roof, you know, and just flip it around on all different types of sides. And you're even supposed to be able to take this Corsair logo and configure it in any configuration that you want. One other feature that I'm seeing here is it's got this little dust filter off to the side, and it's magnetized. It's got little magnets right there all along the sides of it. And I'll take this tape off. So I just want to see just how strong that magnet is for you guys. So I want to see just how strong that magnet is. Let's go ahead and put that back on there and see what it looks like. So it's on there. See if the tape was holding it on. Well, it looks like it's a pretty decent magnet that's holding it on there. It's not something that's just gonna fall off, so you're gonna have to intentionally take that off there. So that's really nice to see. Let's spin it around the back. We got a nice huge cutout right here. We got another cutout here for the I/O. So this is gonna be power supply right here, more than likely. I/O shield right here. Two looks like 80mm fans would occupy these spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 expansion bays available. So I'll show you those. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 expansion bays available here, along with a little hot swap cage back here where you could get to hard drives and so forth and so on. So I'm going to just kind of unscrew these things. So I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of loosening up the screws for you guys, because some of them were really in there kind of tight. And the first one we just talked about was this little hot swap bay right here that you could take off, and you could do your hard drives and so forth and so on. So you can put a 2.5 or 3.5 in this toolless tray. And as you can see, it looks like we got 3 bays in there, and one of them contains the box with the screws and everything else for the motherboard for the computer. So all that's in the box, so that's encouraging. I know, being a used case, you want to know if someone tinkered and left that stuff out of there. But so far we got this little hot swap bay. Let's go on to the side over here with the window. Let's take that off. Really nice. So far, only one screw wasn't a captive thumb screw, so it was just that one on the hot swap cage. Let's take this off, check it out. Now this is acrylic. It's not tempered glass. So, and this is kind of flimsy feeling. I'll be honest with you. You'd have to intentionally be trying to bend it, but it does have a little bit of flex. It's a really thin panel. If you take a look at it, it's almost razor thin. So that's interesting. But at this price point, I guess you're not going to expect something super thick. But really nice touch with the captive thumb screws. That's really nice. Also, really nice size cutout to look inside and see your internals. It's nice to see these windows getting a bit bigger on these cases. You know, even if it's not tempered glass, a lot of us spend a lot of money on the components, especially with RGB stuff, and we want to see what it looks like on the inside. So this is really cool. So it looks like from the inside here, as you can see, it's populated with 2, looks like 120mm fans in the back. Or rather, I guess this would be the front, intaking air from the front. Yeah, that would be the front, because that is where our Corsair logo is. So it's intaking air from the front and exhausting it out through the back. There's also another fan in the bottom, another 120, that looks like it's exhausting the hot air out through the bottom, along with these 2 that would be exhausting out. So it would blow out, go out of the bottom of the cage, and you'd have 2 other 80mm fans to the back there, and I'll turn that around so you can see those 80mm spots again, right here and right here, populated to blow that hot air out of the cage. So let's take this whole thing apart. Let's just see what it looks like stripped down. So I'm going to spin it around for you guys, and we'll take this other side panel off. It's already kind of dangling there. This is the one with the filter on it, and it actually looks like it too can be populated with a 120mm fan on that. So I'm guessing that could be for exhaust, or maybe just to blow cool air into the case across the hard drives or whatever. Let's put that off to the side. One thing I am noticing as we're doing this unboxing and looking at this is all the fingerprints the case picks up. This is a little bit of a letdown. You know, maybe my hands are just greasy or something. Maybe I got too much moisture, but definitely picking up a lot of fingerprints. So that's something that may drive some of you crazy. So something to keep note of as we're going through this. All right. Really, I like this back section that we have here. It really gives you a bunch of options for cable management. All these nice rubber grommets they have cut out already in there. Nice and easy to work to get to different parts of the motherboard, really accessible. And it looks like, I guess, let me see. Yeah, this even comes out of here. So let me remove that and just see what it looks like without that in there. So let's wiggle this out of there, and that comes right out. So there's two spaces actually as we're looking in here. That one I just took out is a hard drive bay with a hot swap area back here, but it also seems to be another hard drive cage right here for SSDs only. So if you only wanted an SSD build, you would use this space right here. Now I don't see how to access it just yet. I guess I have to take that other case off, or this other panel off. Let's go ahead and do that so that you can see. And that one does not have a captive screw, as we've just found out. And you just pull this back and lift it up. Now, this one does have built-in dust filter right there on it. No option to mount a fan on this side, but it's not a real hot swap on this side, because as you can see, you have to remove that panel in order to get access to these three SSD mounts right here that you would be wanting to use to populate your system and get everything done. But really interesting option to have an all SSD cage there and a 3.5mm cage right there. So that's really, really interesting. I actually dig that a lot. But what I'm digging the most so far about this build, or rather this case, is all of this real estate back here that you have for wire management. Like, if you were really bad at wire management, or if you are bad at wire management, this may be the case to build in, because I don't see a way that you can mess up wire management here. You really got to be bad at it at that point. But this looks really nice. This is cool. So we only got one last piece left, and it's that front panel, I think. No, we got two pieces. So we got the front and this side. So let's take this other side off. We're stripping it down to the bare bones. Oh, another one without a captive screw. Okay, so that is interesting that not all of these panels have captive screws. And I guess they can't, as I'm looking at it right here. There's a little cutout right there. So there's no way that this one could have had a captive screw. It's kind of, you know, just a notch, not really a complete, you know, closed off thing right there, as you can see. And this one has another built-in dust filter. So, all right, I see where they're going with that. All right. It looks like we can populate this side here with 3 fans as well. So we got 3 fans here. We got 3 fans in 2 different spots here. So we got a 120 here. It looks like we could put probably 2 more. So we got the initial 120. We got one right here. It looks like we could put 2 more in there and have 3 120s here. I don't know if that'll support a 360 rad, but usually when 3 fans are there, it will. But I would say 240 at the max probably. And on the opposite side, it has another 3 spots that can be populated with fans. I don't know how that would work when you actually start building, but we'll have to see. And this front piece right here, let me see how this comes off if it does. Okay, and to remove the front face of this, there are actually 4 tabs located on the 4 corners of the front of the case. So right now we have it, I guess that would be faced up, and the 2 fans are right here. If you go around and look in the little corner where this little screw is located, where you can see that, just below that, just a little below that and off to the side, there's a little tab. And if you press that down and pull forward, the front face loosens up, as you can see right here. And you do the same thing on the opposite side and it comes on forward. And it's 2 tabs at the bottom. You normally would press those, but it seems like it just popped off just now. So the front face also has a dust filter built in there. Along with it, you'll notice there's this little tiny notch that kind of protrudes out. That's where that Corsair logo is. And you can just kind of press that down and take that logo out like so. See, I got the logo. And you can change the configuration of it. And it's got a little magnet there to kind of hold it in place once you switch it around. And I guess you could just flip it upside down or do whatever you want. It's kind of pulling back to the case right now because of the magnet, and you get the idea. So based on your orientation, you just change it to the way you like. Just open that up, spin it around, and voila. So anyway, this is the case at its bare bones. This would have been the front, where those 2 120 intakes would be, along with the I/O in the front that we talked about earlier. It looks like you even have a little bit of wire management that could happen up here and some different spaces to tie off. Really, really cool setup here. Let's look upon the top here. So we still got the 2 fans. Remember, those are going to be intake and cool air, blowing them across our components and exhausting out through the back at these 80 mils right here. Motherboard would sit right here. We got another 120 that's exhausting hot air out the top or the sides, however you want to do it. I guess you could have air coming in from here and blowing out through that side, however you want, because there's, looks like it's 3 spaces you can populate. Maybe not 3. This space is a little bit smaller, so correction, it may take 2 120s on this side as well as 2 120s on that side, because it doesn't look like a third 120 would fit there. So if I were to kind of put my hand like that and move it over, yeah, it's definitely not going to fit a third 120. So maybe two 120s on either side will do it. Anyway, that's going to just about do it for the unboxing of the Corsair Air240 Mini ATX and Mini ITX and Micro ATX built-in case. Guys, while it's not a perfect case, I wasn't crazy about the fingerprints. And I was misled to think that all the sides had capture screws. I got really excited about that because I thought it was a cool feature. Aside from those shortcomings and not having a true tempered glass, window, an acrylic window, I would have to say this looks like it's going to be extremely fun and easy to build in. So I would recommend this case for first-time builders. I'm still pretty much a novice myself, and I can tell you just from looking at this is still going to take some planning, but it's going to be a lot more forgiving than some other cases that I've built in. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below, as it does help the channel out tremendously. Follow us. Social media links will be down in the description below. Click that subscribe button and help your boy push to the 500 subscribers. Of course, you got questions, holla at your boy down in the comment section down below. But guys, you know how we do. As always, in true Ruxman fashion, slow down, but never stop. Ruxman out. Love you, baby. Mean it.